before I start this review, I just want to bring something up. If you are a fan of William Grubb, aka Dwilstonator, you will of course be aware of the news that his mother has sadly passed away last week. And at the break of the news, one of his friends had actually set up a Patreon account which could be used to help pay off the hospital bills and just to sort of help Will and his family. Now, while I am not in a position to donate money myself, I am going to put a link in the description below which will take you to the Patreon where you could help donate money to help Will in this situation. So I'm just doing my bit to help spread the word because I do think he deserves it. That's all I've got to say. Good luck to Will, and yeah, here's the review. Well, BronyDan, or Pronouncedar every pony, this is BronyDan. It's not original, but hey, you try coming up with originality these days.
Fucking hell, where have you been?
A very good question, Eddie Izzard. Well, as you see, several things have sort of halted me from making videos for the past month. Most notably, getting a Christmas job, but of course the big one was technical difficulties. But my laptop is now fixed, so we can now carry on until it breaks down again. And also you may have noticed that my location has altered. Again, over Christmas, my room has had to have a complete reshuffle in order to make room for that beauty. I've also got my first guitar. But enough of my sudden interest in music. We've still got 2 more episodes of MLP to get through before Season 7 starts. So let's take a look at Viva Las Pegasus. We open with Applejack and Fluttershy reluctantly being summoned by the map to go to Las Pegasus.
It can't just be a loud, obnoxious party all the time, right?
Applejack? It isn't as bad as we thought.
You're right. It's worse.
So, adding on to the fact that we're finally getting some more world building, I think this is actually the first episode where we've just had Applejack and Fluttershy on their own. Yeah, unfortunately, because this is a kid's show, Las Pegasus is lacking in the casinos and the gambling and is instead just a giant amusement park. I mean, I seriously doubt any part of Las Vegas would have one of those in their hotels. But they meet the owner of the hotel, Gladmane, and I guess it's too obvious to compare him to either Elvis Presley or Donald Trump. So I'm just gonna say, he's Elvis Trump.
I'm what you might call a friendship connoisseur, so naturally I'm familiar with the friends of the great Twilight Sparkle. Applejack, Fluttershy, it's an honor to have you here.
Okay, it's nice to see some recognition, but still that's a little bit creepy. So Gladmane takes Applejack and Fluttershy on a tour backstage, which includes some homages to Cirque du Soleil and Siegfried and Roy.
But every pony seems to be getting along just fine.
Ladies and gentle ponies.
Oh no, don't tell me that.
Why, I won't even dignify that assertion with response.
Flim or Flam? I'm sorry, I cannot be asked to find out which was which. So it looks like the Flim Flam brothers are in need of some help. And Applejack's response?
Absolutely not.
So while Fluttershy decides to go and help the brothers to make amends, Applejack goes off on her own to find another friendship problem. While this may sound like a retelling of the Griffin episode from last season, there is one difference. There is actually another friendship problem.
You don't pull a rabbit out of a hat on a trapeze.
It's called blending genres, and it's awesome!
In fact, there are 2 of them.
You said a tower. Why do you keep changing everything?
I'm not changing anything. You said pyramid.
I do what I want. You are not the Kaiser of China.
So it appears that everyone working under Gladmane is unhappy, but the performers all seem to think highly of him, just not each other.
Bernard, that adorable bunny from the Acrobat's hat, claims that every morning, Gladmane tells the director that the star wants control of the show, and every afternoon tells the star that the director wants to get rid of her. But neither is true. And the flying prairinos, the pink prairie dog family, say Gladman keeps changing their act to make each trainer think the other is doing it.
Oh, no wonder there was an aroma of douche around the character.
There must be a way to trick them into telling the truth.
Gee, if only there was a pony who knew how to trick a trickster.
We're gonna need Delboy Trotter, Albert Steptoe, Joe Walker, and the entire cast of Are You Being if we're gonna successfully con this guy.
Guess bringing Flim and Flam back together might be why we're here.
Oh, sure, if you want to go for the obvious.
So they decide to help reconcile the brothers and tell them that Gladman has just been using them, and they believe them because...
You never lie.
Okay, I know this episode came out before Where the Apples Lie, but go back and watch that episode and then come back to me. Well, the brothers decided the best way to get back at Gladman is to dress up Fluttershy as a rich pony who acts as a competitor in Gladman's business.
You'll have to excuse Ms. Rich. She saves the energy other ponies spend talking out loud and uses it to make more money.
The energy that other ponies use to belch, she uses that to level the stock exchange. And the energy used to fart, she uses that to cut the fundings for the NHS, the police and the arts. However, Gladman sees through the charade almost immediately.
Whether we were able to fool you or not, you can't just go on keeping ponies from getting along. It's just mean.
You're the only ponies to ever figure out the secret to my success. Takes a lot of work keeping every pony fighting, but as long as I keep them convinced that I'm their only friend, all of Las Pegasus will be mine. Oh, you can't trick a confession out of a pony like me. I am always one step ahead.
Well, you better check your hooves, because you just stepped in a confession.
So, knowing about the con was part of the con itself, as Gladman is now ruined, all the performers make up, and Flim and Flam become owners of the hotel.
While you're appreciating this historic venue, totally devoid of performers of any kind, we invite you to use the wonder of your own imaginations to fill the space at no additional charge.
Flim and Flam!
Applejack, when are you going to learn that these two are never going to change? Just accept it. So that was Viva Las Pegasus, and I have to say, this was a good episode. It was nice to see some new places for a change, as well as seeing some actual Fluttershy and Applejack banter for a full episode. What makes it work is that it kept you guessing what was going to happen. It wasn't so obvious for the viewers. Gladman, I will admit, wasn't really that memorable of an antagonist, but he served his purpose. Overall, I feel that this episode could be a contender for one of the best episodes for Season 6. But as for the next episode I missed, oh sweet Nelly, I am not looking forward to it. Well, this is BronyDan saying, Nostar.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva